The photos you can see here, all of this pasta, it was cooked too. So what the heck? I don't know.
Yeah,
Mounds
what
of
is the
spaghetti and
backstory?
elbow macaroni and ziti,
Yes.
right?
And the authorities, because this was floating around social media, and the authorities have confirmed that this is real.
Yeah.
This happened.
500 pounds of it thrown in the woods. You look crazy. Rigatoni, right? You like rigatoni?
Oh, yes, yeah.
See, I don't see any difference. All pasta is pasta.
They're just different shapes, yes.
Yeah, that's all. Oh, I prefer rigatoni to spaghetti, please. Huh? What? All right, we are seriously done time-wise. Foodfarmfamily.com is the website for all this info. 59 past the hour on Good.
Find your place at the Missouri Department of Mental Health. Opportunities to jumpstart your career in healthcare, food service, social work, administrative, and more.
Life is full of choices. Your career is only one. No matter what you choose, make it meaningful. Find the career that fits you at Missouri Department of Mental Health.
Apply today at dmh.mo.gov for meaningful work, increased pay, and great benefits.
Not everyone recognizes that they might have a gambling problem. How do you know if gambling is a problem for you? Ask yourself if either or both of the following questions are accurate. Have you felt the need to bet more and more money? Have you ever lied to people important to you about how much you gambled? If your answer is yes to either of these questions, free help is available. Call 1-888-BETS-OFF for more information.
News Talk 1560 AM, 94.1 FM, KTUI, Sullivan. It's 6 o'clock. Good morning. This is KTUI Radio, beginning a new day of broadcasting. KTUI is owned and operated by Merrimack Area Broadcasting, LLC of Sullivan, Missouri. Broadcast facilities are located at 900 Elmont Road in Sullivan. KTUI is authorized by the Federal Communications Commission to operate on an assigned frequency of 1560 kilohertz on the AM band and K231CP, an FM translator frequency of 94.1 megahertz. The assigned power for KTUI AM is 1,000 watts, and the power for the FM translator is 250 watts. We invite you to tune in daily to AM 1560 or 94.1 FM for the latest news, weather, and information. And now, the U.S. Air Force Singing Sergeants with our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
This is By the Way. You know, one of the great blessings you can have in life is to look back on what you have experienced and find joy in the memories. Perhaps you had a good career, your work brings satisfaction. Some do not feel so blessed. Perhaps they have successful careers and stations in life, but without the sense that what they are doing is really meaningful and worthwhile. Perhaps they have sought the wrong things. Horace Greeley once said, "Fame is a vapor. Popularity and accent riches take wings, and only character endures. With God's help, character can characterize our lives, and strengthened by our faith in Christ, great blessings do come. This is By the Way.
Good morning to you. It's 3 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock here on a Friday morning, 57 degrees. I'm Sam Scott. Glad to have you along with me here this morning. And we're going to take a look at the weather forecast, find out what it's going to be like for us today.
From the KTUI WeatherBug Weather Center for this morning, expecting mostly cloudy skies. Mostly cloudy this afternoon, a high temperature of 70 degrees. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, a low of 55. On Saturday, mostly sunny, a chance for an afternoon shower or thunderstorm, high 82. Saturday night, mostly cloudy, low 67. On Sunday, mostly cloudy, a chance of an afternoon shower or thunderstorm, high 90. Sunday night, mostly cloudy, low 62. And on your Monday, afternoon showers and thunderstorms likely, otherwise partly cloudy, high 85. For KTUI, I'm Andrew Brady.
All right, thank you, Andrew. 4 past 6 o'clock. A little ahead of myself there. Sunrise is now. Sunrise, is, of course, is quite a few clouds on the horizon there, but sunrise happening right now, according to this. Full moon starts at 12:35 this afternoon. Sunset at 7:59 p.m. That gives us a day length of 13 hours and 54 minutes. All right, the 5th day of May, Cinco de Mayo, 1952. Our record high was 93. 1944, the low high for this day was 46 degrees. In 1979, we had 38 for a record low. In 2012, 71 was our high low. And let's see, what have I got for you today? It looks like some music students from Sullivan High School are going to be in here at 7:30. They're going to talk about the 7 o'clock Jump Jazz Night Spaghetti Dinner that's coming up not tomorrow, but the following Saturday, I believe. Birthdays today, Joanne Schlafer and Jeff Bent both have birthdays today. A lot of people, I think, still probably keep up with Jeff. Used to be the minister at the Sullivan Christian Church. Has moved back to his home of Illinois. He may have moved on to where did I see? Maybe Tennessee or something, to be near one of his kids. But anyway, Junior and Pam Bergner. They're celebrating their 5th wedding anniversary today. Tomorrow, Jared Head, Chris Kraft, Dakota Pitts, and Denise Mueller, or when she was in school here, Denise Dottie. I think she's in Steelville now. Roy Teeter, my cousin, he'll be 50 tomorrow. And then also tomorrow, Josh and Shauna Starr will be celebrating I believe their 23rd. I think they got married back in 2000. And so 23 today. Brian and Tricia Beckett, they're celebrating their 34th wedding anniversary tomorrow. On Sunday, Kelly Preston Aberly, going to be the big 6-0. Shelley Dorr Englert has a birthday on Sunday, as well as Congressman Blaine Luetkemeyer from the 3rd District of Missouri. Blaine's going to be 71, I believe. All right, there's our birthdays for the weekend. Don't forget, coming up tomorrow is the Art and Soul Madison Bartle 5K Scholarship Fun Run. Starts about 9 a.m. at the fairgrounds in Sullivan. And the 5K registration is $25, but it will be $30 on race day. That includes a event T-shirt and a chip-timed race. The 1 mile fun run is $15, and that includes an event T-shirt. You can register online at artandsoul5k.itsyourrace.com. They're going to have a silent auction afterward. All proceeds this year from the silent auction go to the family of Willa Rayleigh O'Connor. All right, and don't forget that mobile market for the month of May will be on Friday, May 19th. That's the 3rd Friday instead of the 4th Friday, because that's Memorial Day weekend this month. So All right, 8 now past 6 o'clock. This is a Red Friday. Red stands for Remember Everyone Deployed. And I actually have my Remember Everyone Deployed t-shirt on today, red. Cinco de Mayo, Hug a Shed and Take a Selfie Day. International Midwives Day. International Space Day. International Tuba Day. Museum Lovers Day. Nail Day. National Cartoonists Day. National Hoagie Day. Hear, hear. National Silence the Shame Day. No Pants Day. Don't know what that's about, but this is Oyster Day. Pesach Sheni, observed on the 14th of Iyar in the Hebrew calendar. This is, yesterday was May the 4th, be with you. Today is Revenge of the 5th, taking a play on Revenge of the Sith. School Lunch Hero Day and Totally Chipotle Day. There you go. There's some things that you can observe or celebrate today. It's 9 now past 6 o'clock, and what did I say it was? 57 degrees. 59 degrees now, according to the old thermometer there. And we've got news coming up for you from USA Radio Network, Missouri Net, then our local report of news and sports. Stay tuned here to KTUI. And here we go.
USA News, I'm Lance Pry. Vice President Kamala Harris and the CEOs of several tech firms talked about the risk of artificial intelligence as the White House announced initiatives targeting those potential dangers. President Biden briefly joined Harris with the heads of Google, Microsoft, and others. Biden told the CEOs, "What you're doing has enormous potential and enormous danger." The administration announced that the National Science Foundation will spend $140 million to promote research and development in AI. Some Chicago residents are upset over Mayor Lightfoot's plan to house illegal immigrants at a former high school in the South Shore neighborhood. City officials were shouted down last night during a meeting exposing their plan. Residents expressed frustration they were left out of the planning process.
I think what's important is that we really establish that this is a humanitarian crisis, and we're here. We're not supposed to interrupt.
The North Carolina State Senate passed a 12-week abortion ban with exceptions. Democrat Governor Roy Cooper plans to veto the bill, but Republicans who hold a veto-proof supermajority in the legislature have said they plan to override him. China will hold a rare joint military exercise with its neighbor Laos this month as Beijing tries to build security ties with regional allies to counter an expanding U.S. presence in Southeast Asia. They're calling it Friendship Shield 2023. The Chinese Defense Ministry announced it this morning. Bipartisan lawmakers in the House are demanding Russia immediately release 2 Americans detained in Moscow.
In a rare joint statement, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy and Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries condemned the ongoing and illegal detention of Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich and ex-Marine Paul Whelan. They said the Kremlin is holding Gershkovich hostage and continues to unjustly imprison Whelan. I'm Dave Collins.
USA News.
Not ready for summer yet? Get ready with Vita Super Slim Plus. Vita Super Slim Plus is the new product you heard about where results are amazing and the weight loss is fast. Just take Vita Super Slim Plus once a day and in just weeks get the results you have been waiting for. VitaSuperSlimPlus.com will get you ready for summer in just weeks, not months. With Vita Super Slim Plus, go to VitaSuperSlimPlus.com. That's VitaSuperSlimPlus.com. VitaSuperSlimPlus.com. Use promo code RADIO for a free month supply. Details at VitaSuperSlimPlus.com.
Omaha Steaks Burger Perfection Flight, made from single cuts of real aged Omaha steaks, rewrites the book on burgers. Go to omahasteaks.com. Use promo code TREAT at checkout for an extra $20 off your order, plus free shipping when you order the $79.99 Burger Perfection Flight. A fantastic array of pure ground steak on a bun burger greatness. For $20 off the Burger Perfection Flight, use promo code TREAT at checkout at omahasteaks.com and discover your new burger obsession. Minimum order may be required.
Someone who worked for presidential candidate Donald Trump at his Mar-a-Lago resort is now working with the feds on the classified documents case.
The New York Times describes the individual as an insider witness cooperating on the sly as Jack Smith's team investigates how the former president handled the classified material. Federal prosecutors are issuing new subpoenas now as the probe intensifies into whether Trump knowingly hid materials. It's believed this witness provided investigators with a picture of the storage room where materials had been held inside Mar-a-Lago. I'm Ryan Daniels.
On this Cinco de Mayo, got a special treat for you tonight. An outburst of shooting stars from Halley's Comet debris could result in a spectacular Eta Aquarid meteor shower. That'll be happening tonight and tomorrow night. That's if the full moon does not get in your way. An Oklahoma hospital has the eye of the Biden administration.
The Department of Health and Human Services issued an ultimatum to a top-rated Catholic hospital network in Oklahoma, threatening to shut down their services to poor and vulnerable patients unless they remove the sanctuary candle from their chapel. Attorney Lori Wyndham of Beckett Law Office wrote a pre-litigation letter to HHS Secretary Javier Becerra explaining how the administration's threat violates the religious freedom rights of the Catholic hospital.
Lance Pry, USA News.
More than 80 million Americans depend on AM radio for their news, traffic, weather, sports, and a community connection. It's the backbone of the emergency alert system, keeping us safe in dangerous times. It's critical that we keep AM radio in cars, because when cell and internet services are down, this free emergency service could be your only lifeline. Text AM to 52886 and tell Congress we need AM radio in cars. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
When it comes to your health, what do you deserve? At BJC Healthcare, we believe you deserve care when you need it. You deserve answers and peace of mind. You deserve the best hospitals, the latest treatments, and expert advice. You deserve to know someone is always on your side, to keep doing what you love, and to live your healthiest life. You deserve extraordinary care. Learn more at bjc.org/deserve.
For compassionate cancer care close to home, our neighbors turn to Missouri Baptist Sullivan Hospital. They can receive preventative screenings, see their doctor, and get most treatments and infusions without having to leave the comfort of our community. As part of BJC Healthcare, we bring the latest cancer treatments to you, right here, for the highest quality care. Your best medicine is close to home at Missouri Baptist Sullivan Hospital.
Missouri Net News is presented by Mango, Missouri's Association of Natural Gas Operators. If you smell gas, leave fast and call your gas company.
Missouri Net News, I'm Anthony Moore. As all eyes are on the Missouri Senate, which is being held up from doing its normal business because of a filibuster from Republican Senator Rick Bratton, whose bill was held up in a separate filibuster yesterday from being passed. His legislation would prevent a proposed landfill in the Kansas City region near Raymore. Bratton has signaled he intends to hold up business for as long as it takes, which could pose a problem for his fellow lawmakers because of the 6 p.m. constitutional deadline to get the budget passed Friday. And if it's not passed by the deadline, a special session would have to be called in order for it to be passed. Speaking of, state budget negotiators have wrapped up their work. Elisa Nelson has the details.
Missouri state budget negotiators have agreed to back the Senate's $2.8 billion plan to widen I-70 to 3 lanes in both directions from Blue Springs near Kansas City to Wentzville near St. Louis. Other budget negotiations include a 7% increase in core funding for the state's public colleges and universities and $4.5 million to fully restore state funding to Missouri's public libraries. The panel of lawmakers agreed on the governor's request to add $56 million for pre-kindergarten programs and $81 million to boost child care subsidies. The plan would also add 100 children's division workers to help prevent children from entering the foster care system. Friday is the deadline for lawmakers to pass a balanced state budget. The overall price tag of the spending plan is about $50 billion.
And Missouri's spring turkey hunting season is winding down. Hunters who have failed to bag a gobbler thus far this year feel the pressure of grabbing one. The season began April 17th, and it runs through this Sunday. This is Missouri Net.
School choice is an idea whose time has come. It's flourishing in many states, just not in Missouri. Take charter schools, a great alternative for parents whose kids may be trapped in a failing school district. But charter schools are currently only available to families in just 3 of 520 school districts: Kansas City, the city of St. Louis, and Normandy. Open enrollment allows students to enroll in a district other than the one in which they live. It's important because rural schools may not offer all the advanced classes larger districts do. Open enrollment does exist in Missouri, but participation is highly restricted. And the Empowerment Scholarship Account, or ESA program, needs to be expanded so many more parents of students with disabilities and low-income students can access it. Charter schools, open enrollment, ESAs. If they're good for some children, they should be good for all children. Check out our 2023 blueprint, Moving Missouri Forward, at showmeinstitute.org. The Show Me Minute has been brought to you by Show Me Institute and Show Me Opportunity.
A legislative effort is underway to ban ranked choice and approval voting. The House gave preliminary approval to the proposal that would ask voters to bar the systems that allow voters to choose more than one candidate running for office, with the candidate getting the most votes ultimately winning.
The reason I support ranked choice voting is I believe that it forces more moderates, which I think is good.
That's State Representative Robert Sauls, who's against the proposed ban. Efforts continue by Missouri's congressional delegation to persuade the Air National Guard to transfer the next generation of C-130 aircraft to Rosecrans Air National Guard Base in St. Joseph. Missouri U.S. Senator Josh Hawley.
The 139th up there does a terrific job with their current rotation of C-130s, but the C-130Js are the future. Rosecrans has proven that they are vital to this mission, and we should have them in the state of Missouri.
He says the 139th Airlift Wing at Rosecrans is hoping to land 8 C-130Js. This is Missouri Net.
When it comes to your finances, you need a team you can trust, someone who can help you through any situation, a local community bank you can depend on. At First State Community Bank, we are that partner. And because we're committed to Sullivan, you won't have to worry about changes to your accounts or locations. Come see me, Jordan Todd, in Sullivan today. My team and I are excited to partner with you. We'll make the process of switching banks quick and easy.
First State Community Bank, member FDIC, online at fscb.com.
The Missouri State Fire Marshal's Office Department of Communications released to the Sullivan Independent News that a Leesburg man passed away during a fire in an apartment complex off 1st Street in Leesburg at 4:45 p.m. Monday. According to the initial report, the fire broke out around 4:45 p.m. in an apartment occupied by 50-year-old Cheyenne L. Acosta of Leesburg. According to the communications director for the Missouri Department of Public Safety, the first fire personnel were on scene at 4:59 p.m. An autopsy is being performed. More information on this fatal fire is expected to be released in the coming days, according to authorities. The Missouri State Highway Patrol reported a fatal accident in Cass County at 8:09 last night on Missouri 2 at 271st Street. A 16-year-old male juvenile from Freeman was driving a 2002 GMC, crossed the center line and into the path of an oncoming 2012 Ford driven by 66-year-old Cynthia L. Wasser of Ottawa, Kansas. The vehicle struck head-on. The Ford then traveled off the roadway and into a ditch. 66-year-old Cynthia L. Wasser of Ottawa, Kansas, was pronounced at the scene by the medical examiner. The 16-year-old driver, 16-year-old, and 17-year-old male passengers all had serious injuries. The driver was transported by Central Cass EMS to Children's Mercy Hospital. One of the passengers was transported by Harrisonville EMS to Research Hospital. The other was transported by Garden City EMS to Research Hospital. There was a fatal accident in New Madrid County at 3:20 p.m. yesterday on US 61 at Route P. 58-year-old Kelly R. Aldridge of Dexter was driving a 2007 GMC Yukon, turned into the path of a 2018 Freightliner driven by 59-year-old Brian K. Anisser of Benton. The driver of the Yukon, 58-year-old Kelly Aldridge of Dexter, was pronounced at the scene by the New Madrid County coroner. There was an accident in Dent County at 10:19 last night on Highway FF, a half mile west of Highway 68. 23-year-old Tommy J. Jones of Londell fell asleep, ran off the right side of the roadway, overcorrected, ran off the left side of the roadway, and hit several trees. Jones and two passengers, 28-year-old Michael R. Hobson of Labadie and 22-year-old Patrick J. Smith of Salem, all had minor injuries. Smith and Jones were transported by EMS to Salem Memorial District Hospital. Hobson was transported by private vehicle to Salem Memorial District Hospital. The Highway Patrol made an arrest in Franklin County at 11:45 last night. 23-year-old Dylan Whited of St. Clair was arrested on Franklin County Sheriff's Office no insurance. St. Clair Police Department animal at large ×2, vicious animal, failure to register a motor vehicle. Forestell Police Department, failure to register a motor vehicle. He was taken to the Franklin County Jail and was bondable. At 5:30 yesterday afternoon in Crawford County, 21-year-old Christopher J. Beeman of Steelville arrested on felony possession of a controlled substance, methamphetamine, possession of paraphernalia. He was booked and released on scene. At 9:28 a.m. yesterday in Crawford County, 41-year-old Nicholas D. Lopez of St. Anne was arrested for felony possession of a controlled substance, fentanyl, felony Crawford County warrant for possession of a controlled substance, failure to register a motor vehicle, and no seatbelt. He was taken to the Crawford County Jail and held without bond. The Gasconade County Sheriff's Office asking that you get an appointment to come in for ATV permits. Contact the Sheriff's Office at 573-486-2424 in order to make an appointment to purchase a permit. While they attempt to accommodate everyone, they can't guarantee service for walk-in purchases. Items required to purchase an ATV permit: valid driver's license, current proof of insurance, and a tax receipt. ATV permits are $15. Check or exact amount if using cash. You can download the form for an ATV permit from the website Gasconade County Sheriff's Office.GoDaddySites.com/forms. Big Indian Creek Road in the Sullivan area will be closed on Tuesday, May 9th and Wednesday, May 10th from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. each day for cross-culvert replacement. Tuesday, the closure will be 1.2 miles west-southwest of Chapel Hill Road and 0.6 miles east of State Highway A. On Wednesday, the closure will be 1.1 miles west-southwest of Chapel Hill Road and 0.7 miles east of State Highway A. The road will close and then reopen each day and will be closed to all traffic, including emergency vehicles. If you have any questions, you can contact the Franklin County Highway Department. And the Sullivan City engineer, Robert Schaefer, contacted me last night to tell me that water will temporarily be off on Jones, Grace, and Ozark Streets today after 7:30 a.m. for a tie-in of the new water main on Grace Street. This should only be for a couple of hours. The annual Senior Expo and Health Fair returning to East Central College on Tuesday, May 16th. The expo will be in the gym in the Donald Shook Student Center from 9 a.m. till noon. This free event is geared toward adults 55 years old and over, and it will feature more than 50 local vendors. There will be great door prizes and other giveaways. Area seniors who are 55 and older can receive free health screenings and see demonstrations. In addition, many presentations will be given by the Alzheimer's Association Greater Missouri Chapter, Voice, Franklin County CASA, A Gentle Passage, and Claim. The purpose of the Senior Expo and Health Fair is to provide information to seniors, promote health awareness through education and prevention, and to provide information about available programs and services in our area. Elevator and shuttle services from parking lots to the buildings will be available. If you'd like more information, contact External Relations Executive Administrative Assistant Cynthia Cubas at 636-584-6742, or you can visit the website eastcentral.edu. Opening day for the Sullivan City Pool expected to be Saturday, May 27th. Open daily, noon to 6 p.m. through mid-August. There are swimming lessons. Registration forms and rental fees can be obtained at City Hall or by emailing Tony, that's T-O-N-I, at sullivan.mo.us. For general inquiries or to check on availability, please call 573-468-5216. And the Franklin County Clerk, Tim Baker, wants you to know that the Franklin County Government Center, Historic Courthouse, Judicial Center, the County Health Department, and the County Highway Department will all be closed on Monday in observance of the Truman Day holiday. The Franklin County Sheriff's Department remains open as they are 24 hours a day, each and every day. That is a look at your local news on a Friday. Have a great weekend. I'm Sam Scott.
Do you have a guy? Like your dad or grandpa had a guy. Something broke around the house you couldn't fix, Gramps would say, call my guy. He probably drove an old blue pickup, big tool chest in the back, decades of calluses on strong hands. name on his shirt like Don or Ed or Buddy. He just always seemed to know the best way to fix any problem. That's why Grandpa trusted him. There's not many of those guys around today, and no wonder. Between taxes and technology, insurance and licensing, it's hard to be that guy and be competitive. Well, that's why this company started. We love what we do, and we still want to be that guy. Independent technicians, generations of combined experience, all joined together as one powerful team. Strength in numbers, you know? If you're ever stuck with a broken furnace or air conditioner, now you've got a guy.
We're Level 9 Heating and Cooling.
Level9HVAC.com.
In recent funeral notices, Danielle Marie Murdick of Grubville passed away Monday, May 1st at the age of 30. Funeral services will be held at 10 o'clock this morning at the Russell Colonial Funeral Home in St. Clair. Private committal will take place at a later date. Memorials may be made to Villa Lobos Rescue Center for pit bulls and parolees. Wanda M. Lohman of Sullivan passed away Wednesday, May 3rd at the age of 85. Funeral services will be held Saturday at 11 a.m. at New Testament Baptist Church in Sullivan. Visitation will be from 9 a.m. till the time of services at 11 Saturday at New Testament Baptist Church. In lieu of flowers, donations can be made to New Testament Baptist Church of Sullivan. All arrangements are under the direction of the Eaton Funeral Home and Cremation Center of Sullivan. Larry D. Laird of Sullivan passed away Thursday, April 13th at the age of 57. A remembrance memorial service will be held Saturday at 3 p.m. at the Small Eagles Hall in Sullivan. Following the memorial service, a jam session open mic will be held in honor of Larry, as well as a silent auction. All are welcome to attend. Visitation will be from 2 until 3 p.m. Saturday prior to the memorial service. In lieu of flowers, donations can be made to the Laird family. All arrangements are under the direction of the Eaton Funeral Home and Cremation Center of Sullivan. Glenn L. Bussey of Stanton passed away Monday, April 24th at the age of 73. A celebration of life will be held Sunday from 1 until 6 p.m. at Merrimack State Park Shelter House number 3. Please bring a covered dish to share. All are invited and welcome to attend. All arrangements are under the direction of the Eaton Funeral Home of Sullivan. Nancy E. Umphris, née Copeling of Cuba, passed away Monday, May 1st at the age of 73. The family has chosen to honor Nancy's wishes with cremation as her final disposition. A memorial service will be held on Monday at First Baptist Church in Cuba. Visitation will be from noon until 1 p.m. The memorial service will immediately follow at 1. A private family burial will be held at the Lick Creek Cemetery at a later time. All arrangements are under the direction of the Hudson Funeral Home of Cuba. Evelyn F. Grady of Leesburg passed away Wednesday, May 3rd at the age of 85. Funeral services will be conducted Monday at 1 p.m. at the Eaton Funeral Home in Sullivan. Interment will be in the Hodge Inlow Cemetery in Bourbon. Visitation will be from 11 a.m. until the time of services at 1 p.m. Monday at the Eaton Funeral Home in Sullivan. In lieu of flowers, memorials may be given to the American Heart Association in the name of Evelyn Grady. Cheyenne Lee Acosta of Leesburg passed away May 1st at the age of 50. A celebration of life will be Saturday, July 15th at Merrimack State Park Pavilion number 1 with a time to be determined. Cremation arrangements will take place. Condolences may be shared online with Cheyenne's family at eatonfuneralhome.com. The complete funeral announcements with all the survivors will air with our 8 o'clock expanded edition of KTUI News this morning.
Psychologists, licensed professional counselors, and licensed clinical social workers, Compass Health Network is looking for you. The need is great in our communities, and we are currently hiring licensed staff to help us care for those that need us most. Compass Health Network offers a supportive environment of over 250 clinicians, excellent training, a competitive salary, and great benefits. Join us as we inspire hope and promote wellness. Visit careers.compasshealthnetwork.org and apply today.
From the KTUI WeatherBug Weather Center for this morning, expecting mostly cloudy skies. Mostly cloudy this afternoon, a high temperature of 70 degrees. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, a low of 55. On Saturday, mostly sunny, a chance for an afternoon shower or thunderstorm, high 82. Saturday night, mostly cloudy, low 67. On Sunday, mostly cloudy, a chance of an afternoon shower or thunderstorm, high 90. Sunday night, mostly cloudy, low 62. And on your Monday, afternoon showers and thunderstorms likely, otherwise partly cloudy, high 85. For KTUI, I'm Andrew Brady.
Thank you, Andrew. It is 27 minutes in front of 7 o'clock. It's 59 degrees here at the studios of KTUI. Coming up at 7:30 this morning, I'm going to have some music students from Sullivan High School in here. They're going to tell us real quick about the 7 o'clock Jump Jazz Night Spaghetti Dinner that's coming up next week. Let's see. Oh, no, birthdays today. Joe Schlafer and Jeff Bent. They have birthdays. Junior and Pam Bergner celebrating their 5th wedding anniversary. On Saturday, Jared Head, Chris Kraft, Dakota Pitts, Denise Dottie Mueller, and Roy Teeter all have birthdays. Josh and Shauna Starr celebrating their 23rd wedding anniversary. And Brian and Tricia Beckett, their 34th. On Sunday, Kelly Preston Aberly is celebrating her 60th birthday. And Shelley Dorr Englert has a birthday on Sunday, along with the 3rd District of Missouri Congressman Blaine Luetkemeyer. And I believe Blaine's going to be 71 on Sunday. All right, Bobby D's got some sports coming up for you here right after you hear this from Donnie Greenwald.
In times of financial uncertainty, how can you stay on track? Call on someone who's invested in your success. I'm Donnie Greenwald, your Sullivan Edward Jones financial advisor. At Edward Jones, we believe in building a complete picture of your financial life, including your unique goals and passions, so we can help you work toward achieving what's most important to you. Call me at 573-468-6046 or visit edwardjones.com to get started today. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
The Cardinals lost their 6th straight game yesterday, being swept by the Angels. Here's John Rooney and Ricky Horton with the Redbird recap.
With Ricky Horton, I'm John Rooney, and a very bad start to the homestand as the Cardinals lost all 3 games to the Angels. They dropped Tuesday's game 5-1. Then Wednesday, 6-4, losing in the 9th inning. But the Angels came out taking advantage of every hit they got and beat the Cardinals 11-7 yesterday.
Very rough start for Jack Flaherty. He was just hitting a lot of bats. He was not able to locate his pitches. And then the Cardinals bullpen at least gave them a chance. In the last 6 innings, only 1 unearned run allowed. And the offense did come back a bit, but it still was a lopsided victory in total for the Angels, and the Cardinals have now dropped 6 straight games.
You would think, Ricky, with 7 runs on 10 hits, you'd be in line for a win.
You should win a game like that. And if it's not one thing, it's another thing for the Cardinals, and yesterday it was starting pitching.
Tonight, the Detroit Tigers come in to open a 3-game series, and they'll go with Matthew Boyd against Jordan Montgomery for the Cardinals, and we'll be on the air at 6:20.
We'll have tonight's Cardinal game on the air on KTUI 102.1 FM pregame at 6:20. East Central College baseball will face Moberly Area Community College at 5:30 today in the first round action of the Region 16 and D2 tournament at East Central College. Facing a 7-run deficit in the crucial Southeastern Conference Series opener against defending national champion Ole Miss, Missouri homered 4 times over the final 3 innings to score 9 unanswered runs and pull out an 11-9 victory over the Rebels Thursday evening. Game 2 is set for 6 o'clock tonight at Taylor Stadium. Columbia College baseball team powered past top seed Spartans of Missouri Baptist University 13-5 yesterday in their second game of the American Midwest Conference baseball tournament. Missouri Baptist then down Central Baptist 14-2 in an elimination bracket game, and with that win, the Cougars are set to take on the Spartans again today at 12 noon for the tournament championship. Cougars would need just 1 win to claim the tournament title. The Spartans would need to beat Columbia twice. The Missouri S&T Miners go to Maryville University today to play 4 games this weekend. Game 1 is today at 2 o'clock. Pittsburgh State University hosting Central Oklahoma in a first-round series in the MIAA baseball tournament. Game time is 6 o'clock. St. Charles Community College took Game 1 of the sub-regional series with St. Louis Community College yesterday by a score of 13-3. Teams are back at it today at 1 o'clock. Missouri St. Louis baseball announces a change to its series against number 21 Illinois Springfield this weekend. Due to some potential weather today, teams will play doubleheaders on Saturday and Sunday starting at noon each day. East Central softball Falcons begin playing the Region 16 D2 tournament at St. Louis Community College. They have a noon game today with Moberly Area Community College. Mizzou softball try to get back on the winning track, hosting Arkansas this weekend. Series opener tonight at 7. Missouri State softball ends their regular season on the road at Murray State with a doubleheader Saturday at 1 and a single game Sunday at noon. The FIU Panthers softball team on the road for a series at UT El Paso. Game 1 tonight at 7. Bonbon softball will play 2 games with Spalding on Saturday at 3 and 5, and then host Webster on Sunday at 12 and 2 to finish their regular season. Rockers softball took down UMSL 3-0 on Thursday in the first round of the GLVC softball tournament. They'll play again today at 5:30. Jefferson Community College softball Vikings beat St. Charles Community College in their first game of the NJCAA Region 16 Division I tournament. They then lost to Crowder College 14-2 in the winners bracket semifinals. They'll play an elimination bracket game against State Fair Community College at 11 today, weather permitting. And Kansas will host Iowa State for a season-ending series beginning tonight, running through Sunday. In the local scoreboard from last night at the Salem tournament, Salem defeated Cuba 5-0 in the first game. The games we broadcast on KTUI. It was Sullivan defeating Cuba by a score of 18-8. And then Sullivan down Salem by a score of 10-3. Sullivan will be in the championship game on Saturday at either 5:30 or 6 o'clock, depending upon what kind of effect the weather has on the games today. Elsewhere, it was Herman over New Haven by a score of 17-0 in the varsity game and 6-0 in JV. Borgia beat Union 12-2 in varsity and 5-1 in JV. Crystal City got by Bourbon 4-1. It was Lynn with a comfort behind win over St. James 9-8. And Bell blanked Newburgh 15-0 in 3 innings on senior night at Bell. Girls soccer, Duchesne down Borgia 7-1. St. James beat Dixon 2-1, and it was Fort Zumwalt South getting by Washington 3-1. Spring softball, Bourbon ran it up on Kingston last night by a score of 20-5. High school track from the GAC Central Championships. Varsity girls, Washington taking first place. Washington girls were 5th in junior varsity. Washington boys varsity taking second place behind Liberty Wentzville. In the JV standings, Washington JV boys finishing in 4th place. At the Union Middle School relays yesterday, for the 7th grade girls, Union took first place, followed by Washington, Sullivan, Owensville, Bourbon, Bland, St. Clair, and Pacific. 8th grade girls, Union came out on top, closely followed by Sullivan Middle School in 2nd. Owensville was 3rd, then Pacific, Washington, St. Clair, Bland, and Bourbon. The boys' 7th grade, Union came out on top, followed by Washington, St. Clair, Sullivan, Bland, Owensville, Pacific, and Bourbon. And in the boys' 8th grade, Washington took first place, followed by Owensville, Pacific, Sullivan, Union, St. Clair, Bland, and Bourbon. Looking at the schedule of games for today, high school baseball. Lim will be at Owensville, be a 4:30 start today. St. James at Lebanon at 4:30. Francis Howell hosting Washington for varsity baseball at 4:15, and Washington hosting Francis Howell for JV at 4:30. Weather permitting, games at the Salem tournament in pool play action today at 10:30, Licking against Waynesville, followed by Waynesville and Pacific at 1:30, and at 4:30 it'll be Pacific and Licking. Now, if they get the pool play games in today, they'll stick with the original schedule on Saturday with the consolation game at 11:30, third place game at 2:30, and the championship at 5:30. High school girls soccer on tap for tonight. Crocker will be at Owensville, varsity only, at 4:30. St. James at Liberty Mountain View, varsity only at 5. Washington will be at Union, JV, followed by varsity at 5 o'clock. The seating is now done for Class 2 District 4 girls soccer tournament. Whitfield the top seed, followed by Westminster Christian, Sullivan at 3, St. Clair at 4, Principia at 5, Owensville 6, Blair Oaks 7, and St. James in 8th. Play will begin next Saturday, May 13th. Games will be played at Westminster Christian. Sullivan will take on Owensville at 4 o'clock. St. Clair and Principia will play the earlier games. Whitfield and St. James at 10, St. Clair and Principia at noon, and then again Sullivan and Owensville at 4 o'clock. High school boys golf district tournaments getting underway around the area on Monday. Most tee times beginning at 8 or 9 o'clock, depending upon where they are. Sullivan, St. James, St. Clair, and Cuba will be in Class 3 District 1 at St. Genevieve. The Class 2 District 3 Spring Softball District Tournament will get underway starting today at 1 o'clock. Steelville will be taking on Bourbon, followed by Potosi and Grandview at 3 o'clock, games being played at Potosi. In middle school track today, the Doc Roberts Invitational will be held in Rolla today. Cuba and St. James will be participating. Sports on the air, we have Cardinals baseball tonight on 102.1 KTUI FM. Cardinals starting a series with the Tigers, 6:20 pregame on 102.1. That's your look at sports on this Friday. Have a great day, everybody. This is Bobby D.
We know you have lawns to mow, work sites to build, fields to manage, and jobs to finish. With over 100 years of experience, Seidenstricker Nobe will be with you every step of the way. Our customers are the center of everything we do. Find affordable pricing, low monthly payments, and easy financing options on all our John Deere equipment. With 27 locations to serve you, Seidenstricker Nobe Partners is your source for everything John Deere. snpartners.com.
Cash cattle trading. Cash hogs into the day lower. Good morning. I'm Megan Grebner with your Round Livestock Market Report. Beef up your cattle ration with triple nutrient whole cottonseed. Learn more and source whole cottonseed at wholecottonseed.com. It was a quiet Thursday for direct cash cattle trade activity, and business is likely wrapped up for the week after those back-to-back days of solid trade. However, a little cleanup business could still be possible sometime on Friday. Deals for the week have been marked at mostly $172 live in the South, about $1 lower than the previous week's weighted averages. Dress deals in the North were at mostly $281, $3 below the prior week's weighted average basis in Nebraska. At the Huss livestock market in Nebraska, steers and heifers were unevenly steady. The USDA says demand was good and buyers were active from start to finish for all offerings. Dry weather conditions are forcing some producers to sell cattle rather than turning them out on grass. Receipts were down on the week and the year. Medium and large one feeder steers, 652 to 688 pounds, brought $221 to $232. Feeder steers, 851 to 898 pounds, brought $192.75 to $199. Medium and large one feeder heifer, 657 to 672 pounds, brought $207 to $217.75. Boxed beef closed higher on solid demand for moderate offerings. Choice up 43 cents at $309.52. Select closed 37 cents higher at $287.49. Estimated cattle slaughter was 120,000 head, down 2,000 on the weekend, down 5,000 on the year. Cash hogs closed lower with a fairly light negotiated run. Processors pulled back after they spent much of the week bidding up to move their needed numbers. The industry continues to monitor the availability of market-ready hogs. Demand remains a key concern for the pork industry, both on the global market and domestically. This week's export sales report showed a slight decline on the week, but still solid sales overall. Barrels and gilts at the National Daily Direct closed $1.34 lower with a weighted average of $71.99. The Iowa Minnesota closed $1.01 lower with a weighted average of $74.62. The Western Corn Belt down $1.71 with a weighted average of $73.81. Pork values closed about steady, up a nickel at $80.12, and estimated hog slaughter was 471,000 head, down 3,000 on the week and down 7,000 on the year. At the CME, live and feeder cattle were mixed with widespread direct trade mostly wrapped up for the week at lower prices, but they did find some support from the mostly lower moving corn, and lean hog futures into the day lower, pressured by long-term demand uncertainty. I'm Megan Grebner for Brownfield.
Imagine a garden that takes care of the fertility all by itself. Hi, I'm Jody Henke. A method called forest gardening will do just that, even if you don't have a forest, as you're living the country life.
Living the country life. Ideas and inspiration for your place in the country. You can find more information on today's topic and from previous shows by visiting us online at livingthecountrylife.com. We'll return to the show after these messages.
Have you ever asked a farmer if they talk to their fields?
Promise me you'll grow nice and tall. You got that? No, you were corn in 2013, not 2014. Hope you were thirsty. You think Cheryl's still mad at me?
After all that talking, sometimes it's time to listen. Your field has a voice, and John Deere Operations Center helps you hear it. Unlock every acre's full potential by using both agronomic and economic data. Visit johndeere.com/operations center and unlock your operation.
Whenever you're online, Living the Country Life is there too. Like us on Facebook and exchange tips and ideas with people who share your love for the country way of life. Follow us on Twitter @smallfarming for timely news and information. You can also find us on Instagram and Pinterest. See the latest inspired shot from our readers or add a garden tip to your boards. Living the Country Life has all the ideas for your home acreage. Visit us online at livingthecountrylife.com and find us on social media.
Walk through a woodland and notice the diversity of plants. Trees, shrubs, and other perennials grow together like a solid family unit. You can have that same kind of synergy in an edible garden. Dave Jackie has written books about the ecology and design of home-scale food forests. He says the idea is still in its infancy, but a paradigm for agriculture that focuses on multi-purpose plants in small-scale settings. Basically, it's gardening like the forest, not necessarily in the forest, so anyone with a patch of land can do this.
We're using trees, we're using shrubs, we're using perennial herbs. You can also use annual vegetables. In most ecosystems, annual vegetables are a small proportion of the area, but we're really trying to push toward a perennial ecosystem. We call them perennial polycultures of multi-purpose plants.
Planting a forest garden takes into account the architecture, how species relate to each other, the process of self-renewing fertility, and the process of succession. However, the design of the garden is totally up to you and your goals.
Mostly, we're going for widely spaced fruit trees with shrubs in between, pathways kind of meandering through. The forest gardens that I've seen that people are designing are not in linear rows or squares. They're more free-form, more naturalistic environments with trees and shrubs mixed together with herbaceous perennials thrown around underneath. So they're fairly rich environments with high species diversity.
Jackie says planting too closely together is the most frequent mistake that forest gardeners make. The hardest part is allowing yourself to do less by letting the system take care of itself, as well as knowing when to intervene and how. Learn more about forest gardening at livingthecountrylife.com. I'll see you in the country.
Living the Country Life. Ideas and inspiration for your place in the country. You can find more information on today's topic, share your tips, and post photos by visiting us online at livingthecountrylife.com.
From the KTUI WeatherBug Weather Center for this morning, expecting mostly cloudy skies. Mostly cloudy this afternoon, a high temperature of 70 degrees. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, a low of 55. On Saturday, mostly sunny, a chance for an afternoon shower or thunderstorm, high 82. Saturday night, mostly cloudy, low 67. On Sunday, mostly cloudy, a chance of an afternoon shower or thunderstorm, high 90. Sunday night, mostly cloudy, low 62. And on your Monday, afternoon showers and thunderstorms likely, otherwise partly cloudy, high 85. For KTUI, I'm Andrew Brady.
Thank you, Andrew. It's 59 degrees here at the studios of KTUI, 10 before 7 o'clock, and time to go out across our wide Missouri.
Across our wide Missouri with Bob Pretty. Listen to show archives, hear about this day in Missouri history, and learn more about the Show Me State by visiting MissouriNet.com today.
He was a most unusual governor, maybe one of the most practical ones we've ever had. He campaigned for office on the basis that it paid too much. His inaugural address was so short, many state lawmakers at a nearby pub showed up late and missed it entirely, and then he vetoed the daily compensation and travel allowances for members of the legislature. He was Alexander McNair, our first state governor. He pulled a major surprise just by winning the job, and we'll tell his story in a minute.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we're for home sweet home. We're for condos, tutors, single wides, and studios. We're for ranches, houseboats, 2 stories or 20. Red cedar, bluebirds, white squirrels, black walnuts, whatever's out your back door, we're for that. We're for watching the sun rise over the Mississippi and set over the Missouri. We're for kicking off your heels in a high-rise or hanging up your hat in the boot heel. And if you have a home in Missouri, we have a policy for you. We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we've got Missouri covered.
Alexander McNair was one of those in the crowd in St. Louis when Captain Amos Stoddard ran the American flag up the pole for the first time over Missouri in 1804. He was a close friend of General William Henry Harrison, the governor of the Northwest Territory, and when the first Court of Common Pleas was organized, the only American government in the territory at the time, McNair was on it. This court licensed ferryboat operations at $10 a year and taverns at $5 a year, but they regarded pool tables a little more critically, charging $100 a year per table to license them. The court allowed sheared deerskins to be used in payment of taxes, with the rate being 3 deerskins being equal to $1. You could pay in skins from October to April, otherwise you had to pay cash. When St. Louis incorporated as a city, McNair was one of the 5 trustees of the town, and later he became the 4th sheriff of St. Louis County. In those days, the question of land titles was an important issue. With the shift of government over the years, land grants became chaotic, and the American government dragged its feet in settling the matter. It was McNair who joined with a dozen others to form a committee which convinced Territorial Land Registrar Frederick Bates to accept the old Spanish land grants as the basis for making determinations and then working from there. His efforts were undoubtedly to stand him in good stead later when he ran for governor. In any event, it helped him become the presiding officer of the Federal Land Office in St. Louis. In 1817, the first Board of School Trustees was organized in St. Louis. McNair was on that. He'd been born a Presbyterian, but he became a Catholic upon his marriage in 1805. But 14 years later, when a meeting was held to plan the first Presbyterian church in St. Louis, McNair was one of the 3 men chosen to draft a subscription paper seeking donations to build the structure. That May, a large public meeting was held protesting congressional delays on statehood. McNair presided. When the time came to draw up a state constitution, McNair was one of the distinguished 41 elected to do it. He ran on a platform of unrestricted slavery and free white male suffrage based on age, residence, and a slight tax qualification. In the deliberations, he voted against high salaries other delegates favored, and he voted against the $2,000 annual salary for the governor. 2 days after the Constitution was signed, he announced his candidacy for the governorship. He would run against explorer William Clark, an immensely popular man. But he campaigned hard, and he won in all parts of the city, with 72% of the vote statewide, a result seen as showing a growing resentment of rural citizens toward the clique of St. Louis lawyers who'd controlled the territorial government up to then. In his first legislative address, he proposed incorporation of a state medical society, the establishment of public hospitals. He was several years ahead of his time, though. Within a month, he was working on his campaign pledges. He issued the first gubernatorial veto in Missouri history when he refused to endorse the bill giving lawmakers $4 a day salary. The legislature overrode those vetoes. After his term as governor, Alexander McNair became an Osage Indian agent. On one of his visits to an Indian agency, he came down with a bad cold, didn't get better. He was not quite 51 years old when he died. Alexander McNair, Missouri's first state governor, who was born on this date, the 5th of May, in 1775.
That was Across Our Wide Missouri with Bob Pretty. To listen to show archives, hear about this day in Missouri history, and learn more about the Show Me State, visit MissouriNet.com.
There are many people that tout a variety of diet plans. We may have a new idea to add to that list. When you hear the story of the Edna G. tugboat, you realize just how much weight a person might drop when things go awry. The story is this edition of the American Countryside.
Hi, I'm Ag Day host Clinton Griffiths, and I invite you to join me each morning as we cover the nation's food system, from fields of green to orchards of orange and livestock everywhere in between. America runs on agriculture, and here at Ag Day, agriculture is what we do best. Listen as our analysts track the markets, learn about innovations in technology and sustainability, and live the country lifestyle through the eyes of rural America. Join me, Clinton Griffiths, for Ag Day, the country experience.
Hey y'all, I'm Kelly Clarkson. Every American dreams of creating a better life for his or her family, but in some communities, those dreams face difficult challenges. When we come together to help those in need get the same opportunities as everyone else, we truly are making our country a better place to live for all of us. So look for volunteer opportunities in your community to help others achieve the American dream, all right? This message is courtesy of the United States Air Force.
It's a small ship with a mighty story.
The Edna G. tugboat has long been an icon for the city of Two Harbors. It's owned by the city of Two Harbors. Of course, they bought it off the railroad company for $1. We currently operate it as a museum, a floating museum.
Mel Sando shares the story from the tugboat here in Two Harbors, Minnesota.
It was built in 1896. It was one of the most powerful tugs at the time. The original superstructure was wood, and it was rebuilt with a steel one during World War I when the United States government commandeered it, took it out of the harbor, made it go to the west coast, and they were used for shipping operations.
The tug saw a lot of life here on Lake Superior.
It was the last steam-fired tug on the Great Lakes. It was retired in 1981, made its last tow. It was a powerful little tug, 1,000 horsepower, has a prop on it that's 9 feet across.
Mel has many stories he loves to share about the historic tugboat. One is about a short trip that lasted much longer than the crew had planned.
They went out to bring a ship in that had lost its prop, and they were coming in and they got stuck out there in a gale. The firemen who had to shovel the coal, they didn't have auto feeders in there and stuff, he had to shovel the coal, lost 15 pounds that day. They figure he shoveled about 8 tons of coal.
The tugboat is today on display at the waterfront. the exact location where it spent most of its working days. Traveling the countryside in Two Harbors, Minnesota, I'm Andrew McCrae.
Welcome to the Helena FieldLink Minute. Today, agri-intelligence specialist Aaron Siebenek highlights how extractor tissue sampling allows farmers to go to the field with a targeted approach to nutrient management.
So extractor is really unique, and it takes tissue sampling really to that next level. So we're able to take their tissue samples and we georeference them much like we would with a soil test, and run it through our AI 360 platform. And when we do that, it gives us the ability to go back and look at that spot of the field multiple times throughout the season. But it also gives us that ability to graph that tissue sample and kind of give us a chart of what's happening and show us where the deficiencies are, versus just looking at the standard numbers with percentages and we're trying to make our own assumptions. The extractor program also gives us a good set of recommendations where we are deficient, so we can work with our Helena rep to really place the right products on the right acre for what that crop's telling us it needs.
For more tips from Helena, subscribe to Helena's FieldLink podcast wherever you listen.
When's the last time you were down at Merrimack Caverns? Well, if you haven't been in a while, why don't you go back? The entire cave is now open, and they're waiting to serve you at Merrimack Caverns. So take the family down. If the family hasn't been, if you've got people coming from out of town, it's a great place to visit. Merrimack Caverns in Stanton, Missouri. Don't forget they've got the zip line, boat rides, camping. It's all there at the cave. Merrimack Caverns, Stanton, Missouri. Be sure to head that way soon.
And I'm telling you, for me, I'm just saying that what changed in me that day is I realized that there were elements and aspects of our family that I had almost literally gone, that's more her responsibility.
Household chores can be a source of conflict. This is Focus on the Family Minute. Dr. Greg Smalley walked into quite a mess at home and asked his wife what he could do to help. And then they had an argument. Greg shares how that helped him gain perspective.
My responsibility is this, her responsibility is that. You get your stuff done, I'll get my stuff done. I know there's crossover and overlap, but I mean, I think I heard that differently, where I realized, no. I told her, I said, from this day forward, I am equally responsible for all of it. And so let's just then figure out how are we going to divide this up? But it's no longer, hey, how can I help when I'm at home?
Working together is the key, and you can hear more from Greg at FamilyMinute.org.
AM 1560 KTUI Sullivan 94.1 FM. It's 7 o'clock. USA News. I'm Lance Pry. A magnitude 6.5 earthquake jolted Ishikawa Prefecture today in Japan, killing one and leaving others injured. Fortunately, there was no tsunami, but the meteorological agency said it confirmed sea level changes around 10 centimeters in the area. Ishikawa Prefecture is on the northern coast of central Japan. The House Oversight Committee issued a subpoena this week for an FBI file that a whistleblower said linked President Biden to a criminal scheme involving money for policy decisions during his vice presidency under Obama. The White House denies the claim. Representative James Comer on Fox News says they're following the money.
Including the Chinese Communist Party and many other countries that go into various LLCs, and then they transfer them around in a type of money laundering scheme, and then transfer the money back to different Biden family members.
New York and California officials are investigating the National Football League over allegations of workplace discrimination and a hostile work environment at league offices. New York Attorney General Letitia James and California Attorney General Rob Bonta are investigating potential violations of federal and state pay equity laws and anti-discrimination laws. President Biden is expected to recommend Air Force General Charles Q. Brown, Jr. as the next chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, as Army General Mark Milley's four-year term is coming to an end. Though Brown is expected to become the 21st chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, it should be noted Biden also interviewed General David Berger, the 38th Commandant of the Marine Corps. Facing monumental odds, the Mexican army defeated the French in the Battle of Puebla on May 5, 1862. Thus, we all celebrate Cinco de Mayo. This is USA News.
Carrie, is this schedule the most updated?
There's a wedding season rush at Dr. Iona's dental practice.
We're fully booked this week. We can try and squeeze you in next Tuesday.
She needs a dental hygienist to unveil fresh smiles.
How long has 3 been under the UV light?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Hi, I'm Ronnie Deutsch, and if you or your business owe money to the IRS, I've got great news for you. Tax laws have changed. Billions of dollars are earmarked for IRS Fresh Start programs, and if you qualify, you can literally save tens of thousands of dollars. Listen, I know what you're going through. Call me if you want to speak with a tax attorney or tax professional for free.
800-284-9275. That's 800-284-9275.
2 senators are sponsoring a bill to extend Title 42 before it expires next Thursday.
White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre says that the Biden administration is still in favor of the move to deploy 1,500 active troops to the southern border to handle administrative tasks.
The president has used the tools that he has in front of him to prepare ahead of Title 42 lifting.
The bill, authored by Arizona Independent Kyrsten Sinema and North Carolina Republican Tom Tillis, is aimed at holding off an expected surge at the southern border when Title 42 expires on Thursday, May 11th. The bill would give Biden authority to expel asylum seekers without being tied to public health. I'm Skip Kelly.
The British monarchy is announcing tomorrow's coronation of King Charles III will celebrate the United Kingdom's religious past, present, and future by pairing ancient rituals with newly designed nods to the country's growing diversity. Presidential candidate Donald Trump says he will now probably attend his civil trial in New York City.
Writer E. Jean Carroll is suing Trump for sexual battery along with defamation after he denied her claims that he raped her in the 1990s. Speaking outside of a golf course in Ireland, Trump said, quote, "I have to go back for a woman that made a false accusation about me," end quote. Earlier this week, Trump's legal team said he would not testify in the trial. I'm Ryan Daniels.
Cinco de Mayo and a Friday could be a pretty good day. Lance Pry, USA News.
Omaha Steaks Burger Perfection Flight, made from single cuts of real aged Omaha steaks, rewrites the book on burgers. Go to omahasteaks.com. Use promo code TREAT at checkout for an extra $20 off your order, plus free shipping when you order the $79.99 Burger Perfection Flight. A fantastic array of pure ground steak on a bun burger greatness. For $20 off the Burger Perfection Flight, use promo code TREAT at checkout at omahasteaks.com and discover your new burger obsession. Minimum order may be required.
When it comes to your health, what do you deserve? At BJC Healthcare, we believe you deserve care when you need it. You deserve answers and peace of mind. You deserve the best hospitals, the latest treatments, and expert advice. You deserve to know someone is always on your side, to keep doing what you love, and to live your healthiest life. You deserve extraordinary care. Learn more at bjc.org/deserve.
For compassionate cancer care close to home, our neighbors turn to Missouri Baptist Sullivan Hospital. They can receive preventative screenings, see their doctor, and get most treatments and infusions without having to leave the comfort of our community. As part of BJC Healthcare, we bring the latest cancer treatments to you, right here, for the highest quality care. Your best medicine is close to home at Missouri Baptist Sullivan Hospital.
Missouri Net News, I'm Marshall Griffin. St. Louis Circuit Attorney Kim Gardner announces her intentions to resign from her position effective June 1st. She places blame on the state legislature over hearings to oust her, despite being elected twice. She calls the moves to remove her a, quote, assault on democracy. Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey has accused her of neglecting her duties as a prosecutor. In addition, Bailey responded to her resignation announcement by saying, quote, there is absolutely no reason for the circuit attorney to remain in office until June 1st. Governor Mike Parson will be appointing her replacement. U.S. Senator Josh Hawley and the rest of Missouri's congressional delegation wants the Air National Guard to provide 8 new C-130J transport planes to Rosecrans Air National Guard Base in St. Joseph. Hawley tells Missouri Net that the 139th Airlift Wing stationed at Rosecrans has a long history with the older model C-130s, but
The C-130J is the newest iteration, and here's the deal. We want Rosecrans to stay open. We want people to continue to be employed there. We want them to have the latest equipment, and we want the 139th to continue to remain vital to our military's mission. So the 130Js ought to come there.
The C-130Js, like their older counterparts, would be used to transport troops to war zones if needed. But the 139th would also use them to respond to any natural disaster occurring in the U.S., especially the central part of the country. A Missouri bill would allow women to be charged with murder if they get an abortion in the state. A state Senate committee is considering the bill, sponsored by Republican Senator Mike Moon from Ash Grove. Most abortions are already banned in Missouri. The bill does allow for criminal charges if the abortion was performed to save the patient's life or if a doctor accidentally aborts a fetus during a life-saving medical procedure on the pregnant person. Sam Lee with Campaign for Life says Missouri should not criminalize women for getting abortions. With 1 week left in the legislative session, the chances of making it to the finish line are slim unless it's attached to another bill with momentum. This is Missouri Net.
Your operation means everything to you. It's your business, your calling, your way of life. That's why it's our life's work at QSI to deliver quality post-frame structures tailored to the everyday needs of your farm or ranch, to protect livestock and equipment and keep your operation running at its highest level. Team up with QSI on your next project. Explore custom-built ag solutions for Kansas and Western Missouri today at qualitystructures.com.
Black vultures are a nuisance to livestock operations across Missouri and leave characteristic evidence of their depredation. If livestock loss is determined to be from black vultures, producers can apply for reimbursement for both the cost of the animal and the necropsy. The USDA Farm Service Agency offers a livestock indemnity program, and the Missouri Department of Agriculture has a necropsy reimbursement plan available. Find more information at agriculture.mo.gov.
Heated debate from two Republican senators temporarily held up floor business Wednesday over the controversial battle over whether diversity, equity, and inclusion statements should be allowed in state policy or not. The Missouri House voted to previously include bans on DEI policies in their version of the budget, but the Senate took it out of theirs. Among those who voted to take it out of the budget was Senator Mike Bernskatter of Jefferson City, who confused Warrensburg Senator Denny Hoskins.
Why didn't you raise a point of order?
We didn't need to. We already knew it was unconstitutional.
No. You're trying to compare apples and oranges. So on the second one, you voted against adding that anti-DEIB amendment on House Bill 2.
Why would I vote for it if it was already ruled unconstitutional?
It remains to be seen if DEI language will be included in the budget, which needs to be finalized today. Missouri's spring turkey hunting season is winding down. The season began April 17th and runs through Sunday. You can find news online anytime at MissouriNet.com. This is.
Do you have a guy? Like your dad or grandpa had a guy. Something broke around the house you couldn't fix, Gramps would say, call my guy. He probably drove an old blue pickup, big tool chest in the back, decades of calluses on strong hands, name on his shirt like Don or Ed or Buddy. He just always seemed to know the best way to fix any problem. That's why Grandpa trusted him. There's not many of those guys around today, and no wonder. Between taxes and technology, insurance and licensing, it's hard to be that guy and be competitive. Well, that's why this company started. We love what we do, and we still want to be that guy. Independent technicians, generations of combined experience, all joined together as one powerful team. Strength in numbers, you know.